my victim. Be my victim. I am the writing on the wall, the whisper in the classroom. Without these things, I am nothing. So now I must shed innocent blood. Come with me.
I'll let you know before you try to go. Now this is my own show. Not a script or flip could make me stop, so just behave. I mean, there's no escape. Let's hope you make that drop, because you really don't want to take me off. And oh, what fun. I will tell you what to do and you won't get it done. And oh, don't run. You'll find your nightmare here has only just begun. Welcome to my horror show. Now it's starting 3D. Oh, I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me. Are you reading the walls? Did you get my clues? There's a debt to repay for now. You'll do.
Welcome one and all to the Dummies of Horror podcast, the Beef Wellington of horror podcasts. Take that, Heather and Scott, you motherfuckers. We are the show that comes to you bi-weekly that teaches a thing or two to the dumbest little guy about the genre we love. I'm your host, Tim, and with me is my hetero life partner, my ride or die, Daniel Kaloof, aka The Mushroom. How is it, brother?
Hello, I'm the Duxon in the Beef Wellington that is this show.
I'm so glad that I wrote down Beef Wellington of horror podcast, because I would have forgotten that for
Why?
sure.
Oh, what is that a reference to?
We were talking, like last episode, I didn't know how. This fucking show always goes back to talking about food, so you would have brought up food.
I vaguely remember.
And because Heather and Scott from the Friday Nightmares podcast always talk about them being the premium podcasters.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just like, nah, we're the Beef Wellington of horror
Last week
podcasts.
was just like a stream of consciousness.
Last week was a fucking shit show.
It was great, though. I had fun. I don't know if it was
I
a
did
good
too.
show, but I had fun.
Yeah, because it wasn't structured like a normal show. It was just you and me talking the shit.
Yeah.
Probably not the greatest listening thing, but fuck it, I had fun.
Okay. If you like a more loosey goosey episode, then go back and listen to that one.
Do it. This one is going to be so much more structured because we actually have a theme for this episode. Yeah, it's a shit theme. It is, and not like in the way like we didn't like think about it. Shit, it's a sad theme because unless you're living under a rock, horror royalty passed away in the past few weeks. He passed away like before last week's show was even up. So we're talking about Tony Todd here from Candyman fame and so much more. We're going to do a complete episode tribute to him, talking about different roles he's been in and talking about different facts and all that stuff. So it's going to be an intro. I learned a lot about Tony Todd this episode, just researching facts about him and different things, and I learned like I really like him as an actor. Actually watching different things from him besides Candyman.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen a lot. He's in a lot of stuff, just kind of you don't even realize he was in.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's in a lot of stuff, but it's like a 10-minute cameo here and there.
Yeah.
So, and I was trying to research. I don't think I could be wrong, and I think I'm wrong, but I searched Google for so long, like lead roles, where he's like the lead actor, and I couldn't really find it. Like, it's like Candyman, he's not really the lead in it. Like, he's supporting cast, I guess. Like The Crow, he's not the lead. Like, so many movies where he's like build like
He's
first
like
up.
almost there.
Yeah. He's never like the lead guy. It seems to be.
Or even like movies where he's like literally on the thumbnail and he's in it for like 4 minutes.
Yeah. See that, and that's the thing. Like I spoke to Mushroom and I said, look, we're gonna do a Tony Todd tribute episode. I don't want to review Candyman because that's like the obvious choice. Everyone wants to talk about his role in Candyman. Let's talk about something else he's been in. And I was trying to go for like a hidden gem type of thing. So I told Mushroom, let's watch Hellblazers, which is a Tubi original movie, because, and I've seen the movie, I didn't remember how little he was in it. But yeah, he's on the fucking thumbnail of like the cover of the movie. It's Tony Todd when he's barely in it, so.
Yep.
But hey, I did actually, funny enough, I watched the movie today. He's in it for a very large portion of the movie, and it is a hidden gem for sure. We'll talk about it later.
We'll get that.
But we'll get to Tony Todd later. We've still got the usual shit to do. We've got a lot of movies to speak about. This is episode 275, and it's going to be fun. Yeah. I've got a concert to talk about.
You do?
Dude, I've got a fucking concert. Holy shit.
Okay.
Actually, do you want to do that now? Usually we do questions.
I'm already fucking jealous. Well,
I'll just. Okay. What horrors have you done? Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Because all right, so straight up, I was considering it, but this band, to bury the lead a little bit, is a band that I also fucking love, like a lot. I really like this band, but I didn't want to go see them supporting another band who I don't really care for. And it's not don't care for, it's just I don't know them. I've never really listened to them, so I didn't want to pay over $100 to go see them in a supporting slot, because I feel like I wouldn't have got my money's worth, sort of thing. Whereas you did.
Yeah. So wait, before we continue, the band is Ice Nine Kills. Just before anyone was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Yeah, the band is Ice Nine Kills. If you don't know who they are, they're a heavy metal band that sings about horror movies. Every song is about a different horror movie.
I feel like if you're in that fairly big Venn diagram of like horror and metalhead, you'd sort of know who they are.
I mean, yeah, yes, but at the same time, I'm sure there's people out there that don't listen to.
Yeah.
Like take Slasher Radio, for example. Good friends of ours. They got to interview Spencer, the singer of Ice Nine Kills, and they weren't overly too familiar with their music. So, and that's fine. Like Mikey from Slasher Radio doesn't listen to heavy metal. He apparently he knows no bands. According to Robin Cat from Slasher Radio. But anyway, look, Ice Nine Kills are a band that, like, you and me are both big fans of.
Huge.
And every time they came to Australia, something would happen, and I couldn't go to the show, or they were playing at a festival where tickets were like $300, and I'm not paying $300 to see one band. Anyway, they finally came out, and they were like the supporting act to an Australian band called the Amity Affliction. And look, no disrespect to the Amity Affliction, but it's not my thing. And I stayed and watched 2 songs, and I'm like, yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah,
I don't. I coined the term bogan metal because the way they were dressed. Anyway, so Ice Nine Kills. Dude, the venue was packed. Like,
where was it? Just
Horden Pavilion.
At the Horden? Yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah. So
I love the Horden.
Big venue, not like our biggest venue in Australia, not by a long shot, but it's a large venue. This is the negative of the whole show. It was that packed that there was no mosh pits.
It just was a mosh pit?
No, there was no mosh pit. Like, everyone was just...
You just jammed.
Everyone was just standing there.
Yeah, okay.
So, here's the thing. Ice Nine Kills are like the modern-day Alice Cooper. They're very theatrical on stage. So I get why there was no mosh pits, because everyone was watching the show, because shit was happening. Like, their first song, they played a song called Rainy Day, which is like their Resident Evil song. They opened up with that, and the first thing, this girl comes running off the stage, and then like a zombie was chasing after her, just running around on stage trying to get her, and then eventually the zombie got her and ripped her to shreds. Before that, I should mention, they had like a big like projector there showing like videos, and they did like a Tales from the Crypt intro, which was cool. Fucking amazing. And yeah, it was so packed that actually let me go back a bit. Okay. There was 4 bands playing that night. I didn't care for anyone besides Ice Nine Kills. So the first 2 bands were playing. Me and my wife and friends of ours, we went to the bar outside of the venue. We were there for a couple hours just drinking, and then we went into the venue because I wanted to go get some merch, t-shirts and shit. But the merch line was fucking huge.
Oh, really?
And I was so worried. I'm like, if I don't get in this line now, I'm going to miss out on shit.
Yeah.
So I got in the line. It took me over an hour.
Was the merch reasonably priced?
Let's just say I spent close to $400 on merch for Ice Nine Kills.
Very nice.
Yeah. Like that's between me and my wife, but yeah, we both got I got 2 shirts, she got 1 shirt, and we both got a hoodie each.
What'd you get for your best friend Luffy? Sorry, Mushroom.
I was gonna message you and I'm like, dude, what size are you? But I was
fat.
Next time they come out, I'll buy you something, alright?
Yeah, get me 1 in fat, please.
Anyway, we were like 3 people at like behind the front of the line to get in the merch.
Yeah.
And it was like 10 minutes until the band is on stage. So I'm stressing the fuck out. I got my shit, and the people serving at the merch were these old people that just took forever. Right? So I got my shirt and just ran into the venue, and by then, like, all the good parts, all the good seats and areas were taken.
Oh no.
Yeah. And yeah, so I stood off to the side. You could tell that there was many people that didn't know Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah, they were just here for the affliction.
Yeah, exactly. So they were just standing around. I had a cool group of people around me that were rocking out. My wife and the friends, who are shorter than I, went and stood up in the stands so they could see.
Really.
Yeah.
You're taller
but
than
dude, fucking, like, I said this to my wife, I'm like, that's probably the best live show I've ever seen. Like, my favourite live acts were Kiss, Insane Clown Posse, and Ailstorm, and now Ice Nine Kills is on that list. So, yeah. Oh, they did the cover of Walking on Sunshine as well. You know, I'm walking on sunshine, which I don't really care for that song, but the projector behind behind the band was just showing clips of summer horror movies. So there was, like, straight up, I was watching, they started playing the song, and I'm like, I wish they played one of their originals. And then I noticed there was fucking clips of Jaws of Revenge playing behind them. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out. The Burning, like, just clips of just summer horror movies.
Okay.
And it was fucking epic. They did their new Terrifier song.
Yeah.
And
I've seen like the TikToks with the fucking baby getting whipped around and shit.
Yeah. Art the Clown came out on stage, and there was the pregnant lady. Yeah, he pulled out the baby. Dude, it was fucking epic, man. I'm sorry to
I really thought they would have, like, cut it back for, like, an opening slot. But,
no.
You know.
No.
I really hope... Did they get a good reception? You think they'll come back? You think they'll come back for us?
Yeah, I think they will.
If they're coming back and you fucking get tickets and you don't fucking take me...
I'll get you one. Yeah, for sure. We're going.
I swear to fuck.
It was that good. Like, just seeing them live bumped them up in my favourite bands list.
I thought it would. He sounds good, right? Like, everything I've heard, he doesn't sound like shit.
Look, the audio had some flaws. Yeah, had some issues.
Yeah.
Nothing against the band.
Yeah,
that was just the audio. Yeah. But yeah, he sounded great, like exactly like he would on the albums. But yeah, they finished their set, and then the headlining band came on. I watched 2 songs, and I'm like, I'm going to get chicken wings. So I got chicken wings.
I won't get chicken wings.
Yeah, I left the venue to go get chicken wings while everyone's still rocking out.
Fair enough.
And the coolest thing about Ice Nine Kills, so I dropped the kids off to my in-laws who were looking after them, and came home while the wife got ready. And it was just because the wife takes like an hour to 2 hours to get ready, where it takes me 10 minutes. Yeah. So I'm just sitting in the lounge watching something on TV, scrolling through fucking Facebook, and I see the news that Tony Todd's passed away. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck, man?
That's brutal.
So I said to Jill, I'm like, I wonder if they'll play the Candyman song tonight, like, or they'll do anything like in his honor. And before anything happened, like, the big projector had like a rest in peace Tony Todd thing before they even played.
Yeah, shit.
So shout out to Ice Nine Kills for actually giving tribute to Tony Todd. But yeah, awesome. Probably the highlight of my whole Halloween.
That's sick.
Yeah. But let's talk about some movies.
Okay.
What you got?
Well, I got a lot.
Okay.
Let's get rid of some of the shitty ones out of the way.
Do it.
All right. So I watched All My Friends Are Dead, which you watched the other week.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking garbage. It's just like influences, badly made, CGI. It's like I'm giving it a 3 out of 10 just because some of the kills was sort of okay.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's a fucking terrible movie.
Agreed.
Get out of my face. What else? What else was fucking garbage that I watched this week? Oh, I do want to go a little bit more into that, but I also watched Hellhole as well.
Oh, really? Yeah. From the Addams Family.
What? Hellhole?
Yeah, not the Addams Family, but they did hell. Fuck! It's the family that made the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that family. Yeah. That did Hellbender.
Hellbender, yes.
Yeah. No, this is trash. I didn't like this very much at all. I just thought it was really boring. The characters were stupid. The CGI felt rubbish. I'm giving this one a 3.5 too. It sucks because I do like them, but a lot of nothing happened, and then
shitty CGI.
The shitty CGI that happened was sort of cool, but it was just, how is that other movie so good and this so bad? This just felt like another just cheap shitty movie.
It felt rushed.
It felt like it wasn't made by anyone who's made movies before. Like, it was bad. So for you to remind me that it was from those same people is a bummer.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, like 3.5. Fucking trash. Don't watch it. I do have another bad one on here, but again, we'll talk about that later.
Interesting. Why can't we talk about it now?
Because it's The Crow.
Oh. Well, no, let's talk about it now.
Do you want to get it out of the way now?
Yeah, do it.
All right. So, because I didn't... I was like, I knew this movie was going to be bad, and literally I had no intention of watching this movie. If I wasn't doing the thing I was doing, like where I'm watching everything that you're watching, which I just copies you, I had no intention of watching this. I didn't want to watch this. I didn't want this to exist. I was happy not knowing. But I did watch it. and it does exist. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it so much. And
he's getting angry.
It just wasn't good. Like, it was so stupid. I want to spoil the shit out of it, and And I feel like I should, because I feel like people won't enjoy it. But apparently there's like 3,000 people that think it's a 10 out of 10 fucking movie.
Those 3,000 people are clearly generation... What are we in now? Generation Zs?
Yeah, and drink battery acid. But like... It was like... It was a weekend. They knew each other for 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days. They met in rehab, pink prison, rehab, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Right? And then they left. And then it was just about these two little fucking Nepo babies. Little rich fuckwits who fell so hard in love. And like it was just like the first half felt like a worse Twilight somehow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Where he's just like all whispers and why don't you sing your song? Shit.
Why does he sound European?
Because it's fucking Bill Skarsgård. They're from fucking the Norwegian shit.
Yeah, but he had like an American accent.
No, he did not. Not a good one.
Maybe I can't remember it that well.
It sounded bad. And then, yeah, Fakar Twigs was not great either.
That's the girl.
That was Shelly. Yeah, just so much nothing happens. And then they die, and then they add all this extra lore for no reason.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Where they just go to this fucking train yard, and then he's like, oh, I'm sort of the Crow now, but I'm not really the Crow until, oh, now I'm the Crow. But the difference is I can heal now, but you could heal before. The difference is literally only that you... But then they even did the thing where he bleeds black blood out of his eyes.
Yeah.
And that's his makeup.
Yeah.
But then, when he comes back into the world, he then puts on makeup with tattoo ink. Because he's so edgy. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so the opera scene was cool. Right? But let me pose this to you. What did they do?
That's a good point.
What did those guys have to do? He hasn't killed anybody, and then he's killing random guards.
Yeah, because yeah, I don't know why I'm defending it.
They're trying to stop him.
Yeah,
but
basically.
they literally, he can't die. He they could shoot him all he wants.
Yeah, but they can hold him down.
They could, but he's supposed to be all nimble and shit.
True.
He could put them down without murdering the fuck out of them. I also find it ironic that he uses a sword, considering in the first one the bad guy has the sword.
That's true.
So it's here, what can his weapon be? And it's anyway, so I mean, I guess we'll talk about the Crow later.
Well,
but I do want to make the comparisons.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, but let me just say this.
Sure. Well,
so the remake of The Crow, I spoke about it a few weeks back, and I was like, it's fine. It's got some weird moments. It's not really a movie I'd rewatch, but it was fine. I rewatched the original Crow for Tony Todd.
Yeah.
And fuck me, man. I did not remember the original Crow watching the remake. And now that I do remember the original Crow, it dampers the movie so much.
Thank you.
I
think that's what, I think you hadn't watched... See, I've watched it so many times I can... It's one of those movies I can watch in my head when I close my eyes. So, I know what happens in The Crow. Maybe not, frame for frame, but, I sort of get the beats. And this just doesn't do that at all. And I know it's a remake and a reimagining and all that shit, but it's it was... The Crow is a 10 out of 10 movie for me. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
he's like goth Batman or gother Batman.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And he's kind of a clown. He's like the Batman and Joker smushed together. He's like charming and a rock star and a goth, and he's like a good person. Like he just had some fucked shit happen, and it's so simple. It's like sometimes a fucked up thing happens, and the dead can't rest. Mm-hmm. He literally comes out of the ground, back in his old body. He's exhumed. He's the Crow now.
Yeah.
He can heal. How does he figure out all this shit? He's got a crow with him that helps him. Yeah. And where the crow can't help him, he goes and talks to people that were relevant to the thing. He doesn't just go to his mate's house and he's like, I need it going. Like, and everything's like so, like, weirdly like poetic and gothy. Like he does like fucking Edgar Allan Poe quotes, and he does jokes, and he compares himself to Jesus, and he like he the makeup is like the tragedy clown makeup, right? Like it's all for a reason, whereas like this movie felt so fucking stupid. Like it felt like, let's not do that because the original did it.
Yeah, and the remake also has that weird supernatural element to it that I really was puzzled why they put that in.
Like, it felt like they watched, like, John Wick or some shit, and they were like, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly.
For the last little bit. But, again, like, everybody the Crow kills in The Crow, in the first one anyway, let's not worry about the rest of them, but in the first one, he kills them because they were involved in the fucking murder and rape of Shelley. And like,
why is it Shelley?
Because I watched that. I've been rewatching South Park, and and I don't know if that's. I think it's Kelly, the lice episode.
I can't remember it.
You know, it's like basically like a Nick Cage lice, and he's like, "You gotta take the baby, Kelly." So I just say Shelley. Anyway, yeah, like he like goes through and systematically fucking murders them in like all these weird, ironic ways, and leaves a big crow symbol, right? Yeah. And this one, he's just like, why is he even the crow? Like, there's not even a crow other than when they like one goes in him.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
You're right. Look,
and I was like maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, and then like we immediately watched The Crow after, and I was like, nah, this is a fucking masterpiece. That was garbage. I was like, I felt so vindicated.
Yeah, look, we'll speak about the original Crow later.
Yeah,
but
no,
I get where you're coming from.
This is a 2.
Wow.
And the 1 star is the opera scene. And might I remind you, the context for the opera scene is fucked. Because
it's just the gore that you like.
Because he doesn't kill people. That's not, like, he doesn't, like, massacre innocent people. So that, it shouldn't have happened. But
true.
Visually, it was cool. I'll give it that.
Plus, it had Enya playing in the background, which I liked.
Yeah. But I thought Skarsgård and Twigs had no chemistry at all.
Yeah, that's what Scott was saying too, and I got to agree with him.
But yeah, it made me, want to just put on my leather duster and just sulk around the house.
Actually, funny you say that, because rewatching the Crow last night, I just kept giggling to myself because I was just singing about you
son of a bitch.
wearing the Crow outfit. Don't talk to me.
I watched that episode of South Park too, where it was like, where Satan wants to dress up as the Crow.
Yeah, no one else is allowed.
It was like, all the boys are going to just dress up and want to be hot and be the Crow. No one's allowed to dress up as the Crow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, welcome to South Park Dummies of South Park. Ooh, don't get sued.
Alright, anything else you got?
Nah, it's bad. It's stupid. I don't like it. It turns out there is a bad Crow sequel. It's most of them, but it's also this one as well.
This is a remake, not a sequel.
Oh, sorry, reimagining, remake.
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah.
fuck. Yeah. 2. I hate it. I hate it. You'll be hearing about this movie in a couple months. Also,
I guess that.
is it horror? I'd say this. I guess so. But
Do
whatever.
you class the original Crow as horror?
I didn't really, but I guess it's like, supernatural. He comes back from the dead and shit. So
Yeah.
I guess in that case, the Bible's horror, which sort of. Sort of, right? Sort of.
I mean, yeah.
Sort of.
There's shit in the Bible that you're like, wait, what?
Sort of. Right.
In the Bible,
Yeah.
it says that if you find out your new wife
Yeah.
is a virgin, you must take her to the steps of her father and stone her
isn't
to death.
Isn't a virgin, right?
Isn't a virgin.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I was gonna say, I'm like, I thought we liked virgins over here in the
Yeah.
Bible.
No, if she isn't a virgin, you must take her to the steps of her father and stone her to death.
Fuck.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Also, apparently, according to the Bible,
Yeah.
this part I haven't read, but I've been told by people, you're not allowed to eat prawns. Or shrimp,
Yeah,
as
look,
people call them.
I mean, technically, you got to eat kosher.
I don't give a fuck. I love prawns.
You do you, boo.
Yeah. If I go to hell, I'm like, why am I in hell? I've been pretty good. You're like, oh, you ate prawns? Like, so?
All those combination chow meins.
Yeah, exactly. I like my shrimp on a barbie, alright?
Yeah, well, you eat pig too, so.
That's true. Okay. So I watched a few movies here, and like you, I'm just going to give like a 2-word answer to it.
Sure.
Time Cut. This one is streaming on Netflix right now. Basically, a teenager time travels back to the year 2003, and there's a serial killer. Do you remember that movie, Totally Killer, from last year?
Yes.
Yeah, watch that. It's basically the same movie, except they were transported back to the 80s, where this one, it's 2003, and it's pretty much the same story.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I gave it a 5. I thought it was fine, but yeah, I would never ever watch it again. Apocalypse Z, The Beginning of the End. This is a new one on Prime. It's a zombie movie from Spain, I believe.
See,
I could be
Spain.
wrong. Yeah. Look, it has its moments. It's not as action-packed of a zombie movie as I would have liked to have. I did have a problem with lighting and editing in this movie. A lot of quick cuts with the action that pulled me out. And the ending kind of ends on a cliffhanger. I mean, it's called The Beginning of the End, so I'm assuming they're making this into like a trilogy or something like that. But yeah, I gave it a 6. I thought it was fine at best.
Okay.
This next one called Shark Warning. I saw the trailer of this, and like, you look at the poster and you're like, okay, that's just going to be a fucking shitty CGI shark movie, which I tend to avoid those types of things.
Yeah.
But I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh, this actually looks decent. There is like 2 scenes where the shark actually like kind of resembles Jaws, like Jaws the Revenge Shark. So I'm like, oh, cool, alright. And then the rest of it's pretty CGI. It's an Asylum movie, and it's the Asylum version.
Yeah.
It's the Asylum version of Jaws.
Okay.
And it's not great, but I did expect less. I didn't hate this movie. I had some fun with it. I gave it a 6 out of 10, but that's because I'm a shark fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, my next one I watched is a movie called Beazle. This is a witch movie, and it's pretty decent. It's got some twists and turns in there. It starts off strong, but becomes predictable by the end. And ultimately, the movie didn't wow me with the ending of it, so I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
And the 2 last ones I want to talk about, I'll start with Smile 2. I got to check.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, okay. I'm not going to go into this too much because I feel like I didn't give it a good chance.
Okay.
I watched it after, like, I did a double feature of The Crow and Smile 2.
Yep.
And when I got to Smile 2, I was feeling a little groggy and a little tired. Overall, like, first initial reactions was like, it's okay. It didn't hit with me. But that's funny because I had similar feelings to the original Smile. And it ended up being in my top 10 after a rewatch. And now, like, I watched this last night. Now thinking about it, I think I liked it a little more than what I gave it credit for. So I am going to rewatch it and give it a second opinion. But at the moment, it's sitting at a 6.
Okay.
But I can see it going up. And the last one I watched is a new movie called Your Monster. And I'll go in a little more in depth with this one because I quite enjoyed this. After her life falls apart, soft-spoken actress Laura finds her voice again when she meets a terrifying yet weirdly charming monster living in her closet. This is a romance movie first, a drama second, and it's sprinkled with horror elements at the end. And it stars Melissa Barrera.
Barrera.
There we go. From Scream fame. I enjoyed this movie. It is a romance movie. And funny enough, it's kind of a true story. Not in the sense that a monster happened, but watch the movie and you'll understand how it's a true story if you read up what happened. And it's a pretty cunty true story, which I found out. But yeah, I actually quite enjoyed this one, man. I am a sucker for romance movies, especially when there's a horror element. I mean, look at my like Spontaneous was my number 1 for that year. Love and Monsters was my number 2 for that year.
Same.
I like romance horror movies. So yeah, this one, it hit for me. It didn't pack the punch I was hoping for, but once again, I think I watched this in the wrong space, in the wrong frame, time of night. You know, I think I was a little tired watching it, so I might have to rewatch this, but I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I think that will go higher.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's called Your Monster. So
Your Monster.
Yeah. And that's it, man. That's all I watched this time.
Okay, I got heaps more.
I thought you were done.
No, I was just done with the shitty ones. I just wanted to rattle off.
Okay, go.
Okay, so I watched Low Lives from 2024. The survival instincts of a road-tripping family are put to the test when they have no other choice but to stay the night at a remote homestead. Look, honestly, the less said about this one, the better.
I keep hearing that.
I really enjoyed it. I had no idea about it. It's very much best watched blind. So I won't say anything, but I will say...
Where did you watch it?
I acquired it from places.
Okay.
But it might be on Tubi. I'm not too sure.
Right.
But yeah...
I'm going to search that up. You keep talking, I'm going to search that up.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Oh, shit, okay. Well, alright.
Alright, next one. Mr. Crockett.
Okay.
Do you want to do the spiel? Or...
You can if you like.
A single mother thinks she's found the key to calming her children down. A VHS copy of a strange children's program named Mr. Crockett's World. However, a darker, bloody secret wants to invade their home from inside the tape. It's like a Mr. Rogers type thing, which we never really had here, but very like I Saw the TV glowy.
Yeah.
I thought almost like a Pee-wee's Playhouse sort of thing, which I thought you'd like. But apparently you didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't really hit for me.
Well, it hit for me. I enjoyed it. I liked all the weird puppety monsters and I like the creative kills and stuff, and I kind of like the story. I actually do dig these like shit coming out of the TV stuff. So I give this another one an 8.
Holy shit!
As well.
Okay.
I actually had a pretty fun time at the movies. This one I'm not too sure about because it's saying it's from 2022, but maybe it just took forever to come out. But I thought it was 2024. It's called Kill Her.
Okay.
Maddie and her friends go on a weekend trip to the woods to plan Maddie's wedding, settled near the camp of Mr. Rogers with no phone signal, and their road trip starts to turn into a bad idea when they start dying and a secret is revealed. Cool, fun little twist on a slasher movie. I don't want to spoil it too much. I also don't know if it's a 2024, but I'm going to add it to my 2024 list because fuck it.
Let me have a look, because I'm sure I've seen it.
You haven't rated it.
Oh, no, I watched Kill Her Goats. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yep, okay, never mind.
This one's fun. It's got a crazy girl in it. That's always fun.
Yep.
Look, I gave this one another 8 out of 10.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I was just really digging fucking movies this week, dude.
Fuck you. I'm jealous.
Yeah. Okay. This one, you already know about. This is a movie called Spake No Evil.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yep.
I sort of got what was going on more in this one in the first part of the movie.
Right.
Okay, which was kind of like I was in the original, like in the foreign one. I was always a little like, what's going on?
Yeah, yeah.
It was a lot more subtle, and pulled a lot more punches and stuff. Whereas
Yeah.
this one, I kind of immediately got sort of hit a little harder. And also,
Really?
like, James McAvoy, right?
Yeah, look, he does a good job, but...
He's just so good. He's just so good.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay, good, there's a now.
if it ended where it was supposed to end, like if it had the same ending,
Yeah.
because it was almost shot by shot for a lot of it, right? Like it was pretty close,
Pretty much, yeah, up until the ending.
right? If it
Yeah.
had ended properly, and let's say the people who won in the first one, in the original, won again,
Yep.
probably a 9 out of 10. Mm-hmm. I really liked it. But the last 30, 20, whatever it is,
Yep.
fuck, it sucked.
Yeah, thank fuck. Okay, good.
It
Good.
sucked. It sucked. I really wanted to like this movie more because I did. I really enjoyed it, but having watched the original and remembering the subtleties and all that stuff, and yes, this one helped, emphasize things a little bit more for me.
Yeah.
Because I know the first one hit you hard, right? Like you liked the original.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
I mean, I really liked it up until the ending of the first one, and then it pissed me the fuck off so much.
Because they won in the first one, right? Let's
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got mad at that.
It wasn't the fact that they won in the original. It was the fact... I don't want to give spoilers away.
Yeah, okay,
it
okay.
It was the lack of action from the protagonists.
Yes. I get you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this one had a lot of action from the protagonist.
Yeah, but the ending just felt so
American?
cliche. Yeah, it just felt so Hollywood.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I'm giving it a 7 minus. Unfortunately, it just kind of made it nothing special.
Okay.
Like, so as in minus for Speak No Evil remake or
Fair
American version.
Okay.
But I think it's well worth a watch, honestly. Like I'm not ragging on it too much, but yeah, that ending it sucked. It sucked.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they ended it how the other one ended, but maybe with a little more tension, it would have been good. But alas, it's not the world we live in.
No.
All right, I watched We Are Zombies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a little bit silly, a little bit fucking cartoony. Not every joke lands. I really liked the art piece. Let's say that. But yeah, just a goofy kind of teen. Kind of gave me like what was that New Zealand one?
The vampire one.
Nah, where they're like a metal band.
Oh, Deathgasm.
Yeah, it gave me Deathgasm vibes. Not as good as Deathgasm, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I like a schlocky fucking movie like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, another 8 out of 10.
Well.
Yeah, wow, wee woo. Alright, two more. I'm getting there. Alright, Lovely, Dark, and Deep.
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
Lennon, a new backcountry ranger, travels alone through the dangerous wilderness, hoping to uncover the origins of a tragedy that has haunted her since she was a child. Mm-hmm. I think I was just in the mood for a spooky movie after all those schlocky, funny ones, and this is pretty spooky. It is a little confusing. It's a little convoluted. It's very like. I don't know, it's just that horror tropey thing of like, oh, we're making it so confusing and shit. Where it's like, you don't really know what's happening, and yeah, which I'm kind of getting a little tired of, but it was still really well made, really well acted, and I enjoyed myself, but I'm going to just give it a 7 on this one. 7 plus. Okay,
Jesus.
Yeah, I just had a good time. I mean, last fucking show, I fucking hated everything I watched, so nice. It's nice. I was actually having fun. Alright, and my last one, which apparently I'm the outlier, because everyone else seems to not like this movie very much, but Never Let Go.
Oh, okay, the one with
Halle Berry.
Yes, yeah.
I was this is the last one I watched before I went to bed, so it was like all lights out. You know, big day watching movies. By the way, I watched all this shit in like 2 days.
Fuck me, man. How aren't you burnt out?
I don't know, because I had a good run.
Okay.
It wasn't like watching like 20 hellholes, you know.
That's fair.
This one just hit good. I liked this one. I thought it was real creepy.
Yeah.
And it was really fun trying to work things out without spoiling things. I was like, is it? Isn't it? Is it? Oh, it is. Oh, it isn't. I'm like, what is? You know? I had super fun with the story.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I was confused as all piss by the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem I had with it.
But I really enjoyed the ride. Mm-hmm. And I chose to believe that it's real.
Okay. And that's the fun of it, because you don't actually know.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe where I had a fun time. I feel like, yeah, because there was just bits, so many parts of this where it was just like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
I wish they lent more into that. I could never pick which way it was going to go, so I was kind of having fun with it. Anyway, I gave this one like 8.5.
Wow. Okay.
So I really quite liked it.
All right.
And apparently you and Rob, who doesn't really count,
because Rob hates everything.
Yeah, because he gave it a 5, so he pretty much like sucked its dick. But
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know this director, so but I had fun with it.
Okay. Fair enough, man. Teach their own.
Oh, this is the guy who did Horns. I really like Horns.
Wait, no, this is Alexandra Aja.
Yeah, he did Horns.
Yeah, he's done fucking Piranha. He did High Tension. Crawl.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alexandra Aja's sick. I really like him. This is like just his one that didn't hit for me as much.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked homely looking Barry.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
That's it. Is that not enough?
No, you should have done like 11.
Okay. I'll watch one right now.
Okay, good. Well, while you're watching one,
Yeah.
we have to do question of the week.
Okay.
So, do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, fine. Fuck you.
Alright, don't worry about it then.
Question of the week.
Question of the week.
Here we are. Question of the week for last time. The question was, what is a horror book you would recommend? And the reason I asked this is because I, myself, have started reading books.
Congratulations.
The reason being is because I spent too much of my lunch break at work scrolling on Instagram, and I realized the other day that I just waste so much time watching stupid, dumb shit that pisses me off. So I decided to read my first book, which was Jaws. I finally read Jaws, and quick little review. The movie is so much better than the novel.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm being perfectly honest, man.
Okay.
I just didn't really care how the book ended, but and now I'm reading my second book, which is fuck me, what's it called?
It's your book, dude. I don't know.
Man, do you remember the movie Bird Box?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm reading like fucking hell. Actually, I know how I can pick it up. I'm reading the sequel to Bird Box, and it is called fucking hell. I apologize for this. Mallory. That's the one. I apologize. Yeah, I'm reading Mallory right now, which is the sequel, like what happened after Bird Box.
Okay.
Because I really liked Bird Box, and everyone else seems to hate it, but whatever.
I hate it. No, I didn't mind it. I think I was
No, you
with
don't. So yeah, and now I'm just starting to get into books, and I just wanted to know what I should check out. So we'll start with the man, Scott Crawford from the Friday Nightmares podcast. I got to mention too, Friday Nightmares podcast, great show, great friends of ours. They just celebrated their 100th episode,
Happy birthday.
which is a massive achievement, guys. Well done. Yeah,
Congratulations.
One day you'll be just as good as us doing your 275th episode.
Yeah. It's a milestone, really.
Well, 275.
Whatever you said.
Alright, Scott Crawford says, oh man, where to begin? American Psycho, it is so much more brutal and vicious than the movie. The Troop by Nick Cutter, which has a lot of body horror. The Deep by Nick Cutter. Episode 13 by Craig DeLuey. /Tag by John Conn. In the Tall Trees by Angela Van Atta. Beta, A Technological Nightmare by Sammy Scott. Fuck me, he's got heaps here. Yeah. Scott's got heaps. Thank you, Scott, for so many recommendations.
Tim's even struggling to read a list of books. How long do you think it's going to take him to get through all those books?
Susie Renee says The Swarm. A lot of sci-fi, but some ecological horror mixed in. Best read of the year. Don't watch the TV series before reading the book. Ooh, okay. Thunder Twonk says, the ones that everyone else has listed are all great books, so I'll go back to an older classic with At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft.
Ooh.
It's really more of a novella, so it's a quick read. Oh, hello. But it pulls you in and sets you up for a great story. It's one that helps put down the foundations of cosmic horror, and it's often cited by other great writers and horror directors as a favorite source of inspiration.
Sounds good.
I like you had me at quick read. Sexy Matt Wood says, I'm not a big reader these days, but American Psycho stands out. Anything by Richard Lammon or Dean Koontz.
Richard Lehman. Fucking mad. I think I said that last time.
Samantha Day says, I like good old Stephen King. Pet Sematary, Christine Misery. He writes so well you can see it so clear. Very nice. Adam the Blade.
The Blade.
He says, I absolutely loved Max Brooks' World War Z. It was like reading a documentary. That's one I do want to check out.
I read that in like high school.
I love the idea of seeing the zombie apocalypse from so many different people's perspectives. It's about a journalist recording stories from different types of people from all over the world. It was a travesty that the movie only really took the title and completely shit on the format from the book. I couldn't recommend anything more. Also, there was a book I read like 25 years ago called City Infernal by Edward Lee about a teenager going to hell and finding it to be like a big city. The descriptions of all horrific things happening to people were awesome. That sounds cool. City Infernal. I like that. Michelle Pfeiffer says, titles that became movies. Midwich Cuckoos, Frankenstein, Picture of Dorian Gray, Pet Sematary, Something Wicked This Way Comes. But personally, the short story of Stephen King's The Boogeyman is one of my favourites to read. It's in the Night Shift collection. Okay. Grumpy Rob Humphrey,
Yes.
Rob the Hump, says, Grady... Rob the Grump. That's good. Grady Hendrix is one of my favourites. I would recommend starting with We Sold Our Souls. All right.
Sounds fun.
Mousy Papandreou says most things by King and Lovecraft. Zim Vader says, even though I haven't read it, it's Jaws the Revenge. Apparently it explains some questions that the film doesn't, which will either destroy my life or enhance it. Horror book specifically for Tim? Well, let's just say it rhymes with Gatral Narmist. The fuck?
Wait, that sounds like Natural Harvest?
Yeah, funny. Fucking funny.
Oh, that's that cum book.
Yeah, thank you for putting it in my fucking head again.
And then you go put it in your mouth, Tim.
Lacey Lou says, go old school and read a Christopher Pike book. Okay? I don't know what that is. And Kevin Nez says,
like young adult.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Stephen King, Cycle of the Werewolf by Kevin Nez. Very nice.
Okay.
Alright, that is some good recommendations. Yeah. The problem is, like, I want to read, like, the actual book. I don't want to read it online, like, on my laptop. So,
yeah,
I'll have to go to a bookshop and seek these out. Hey, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, what?
Alright, question of the week for this time is, what is a fictional character's death that you have not gotten over?
Oh.
And it doesn't have to be horror, okay? I got one straight up for you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This kind of coincides with next week's episode. Littlefoot's mum from Land Before Time.
Oh, shit, that's a good one.
Fuck the shark tooth. That still fucks me, man. That movie. Holy shit. If I hear that song, I'll start crying.
Fuck, I'm trying to think. I'm like, what's fucking...
I know everyone's going to say Glenn from The Walking Dead, but I thought that was marvelous.
Nothing's coming to mind, honestly.
I'll give you a week to think about it.
Yeah, give me a week.
Or 2 weeks, even.
So many weeks.
Nothing? You got nothing?
I got nothing, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Alright, so that's your question for next time. Now, it is time to talk about the man, the legend, may he rest in peace, Tony fucking Todd.
Let's do it.
Feature presentation.
And now for our feature presentation.
Alright, man. We are here to pay our respects to a true horror icon, Tony Todd. Famous for many different things. Most people would recognize him, of course, as the titular character of the Candyman movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first three, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, he passed away on my fucking birthday.
Brutal.
November 6th, Tony Todd passed away, which is the worst birthday present I could get. This one...
Happy birthday.
This one just fucking came out of the blue. Like, you didn't hear anything about him being sick or anything like that? Because he passed away from stomach cancer.
Yeah, fuck, that sucks.
That's
got to be some painful shit. Right? Oh, like that.
Was that it?
That's
was
funny.
That a joke?
It wasn't
was that
a joke,
Mr. Mushroom.
It was fully serious, but you know what? That is funny. That is funny.
This is a sad episode. We're
sorry.
not throwing jokes around.
Okay, my bad. I'll shut up.
Yeah. I knew nothing about him being ill or anything like that. So when I saw it on Facebook, it, like, you know when like you see like a celebrity dying and like your heart stops for a second, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's what this was like.
Yeah.
You know, that happened when Wes Craven died, George Romero died, you know, people like that, like it, like Odorous from Guar.
Yeah. Odor sucked.
Yeah, that was hard. But yeah, really sad that he passed away. So we wanted to take this episode to go back on his filmography and talk about the man as the actor and in his roles that he played. So first things first, raise your glasses. Here's to you, Tony Todd, who was born December 4th, 1954. He was an American actor, and he liked Bach and Mozart, and was best known for playing the titular character Candyman in the film series from 1992 to 2021, which isn't actually true because he kind of didn't really play the Candyman in the new one.
He wasn't actually the Candyman. He was in it.
He was like for a second, but anyway. He also played William Bloodworth in the Final Destination franchise.
I considered watching those.
Yeah, I wanted to, but I think next year we're going to do a Final Destination franchise review.
Yeah, nice deal.
Just for Rob the Grump. For the former, he was nominated at the Critics' Choice and Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. So how cool's that? Todd's films include Platoon from 1986, Night of the Living Dead from 1990, The Crow from 94, The Rock from 96, Wishmaster 97, Hatchet and Minotaur from 2006, The Man from Earth 2007, Frankenstein 2015, Death House 2017, and Hellfest from 2018. That's just like, if you go on his IMDb, it's like over 100 credits.
Yeah, fuck.
On television, he played Kern in Space Trek: The Next Generation from 1990 to 91. And did I say Space Trek?
You did. I was like, are you having a go at the nerds? I'm like, should I correct?
I don't know why I said Space Trek. Star Trek.
Space Wars.
And Star Trek Deep Space Nine from 1996. And he also appeared in the MTV series Scream from 2019, which I liked. I liked that series.
I never watched it. Was it good?
I really enjoyed it. If you liked Scream movies, I enjoyed it.
I do like
Actually, one of the best deaths that I've seen in the Scream series.
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Tony Todd was also, get this, you would not believe this, but he was also a prolific voice actor.
Was he?
That makes sense. Do you believe that? Yeah.
I believe it.
Notably voicing the Fallen in Michael Bay's Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen from 2009.
Okay.
He was Zoom in The Flash from 2014 to 2023. Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Why can't they just spell it normally?
I don't know, because it's the comics. It's comics, man. Just let it do it.
So Darkseid in the DC animated movie universe, and Venom in the 2023 video game Marvel Spider-Man 2. Did you play that?
Yes.
Did you hear Venom talk in that?
No, I'm not up to it yet.
Okay, sorry.
It's one of those games I got to finish.
Did you know Venom was in it?
Yeah, he's on the fucking cover.
Okay. Oh, cool. All right. He received a British Academy Award Games Award nomination for Spider-Man 2. And look, I've never met the man. Mushroom hasn't either.
Yeah, I did.
When? When the fuck did you meet Tony Todd?
That one time at the Kmart.
He was just walking around in Kmart, just randomly.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, do you know where the lollies are?" And I was like, "That's funny from you, Tony Todd." And then we went our separate ways.
I told you this is a sad episode.
I was like, "You know, where's the Candyman?"
You're a fuck. Anyway, this is a fact about him
Okay, just one.
that I just got off Google.
Okay.
But according to Google, he's known to be one of the few Hollywood celebrities who often takes time to chat with fans, answer their questions, or pose for photos with them when he's recognized.
Okay.
Only one
Good
of the
dude.
few,
Yeah.
according to Google. Because there's not too many celebrities that will do that, you know.
No, not in
No,
these shoes.
but in all seriousness, from a lot of people I'm friends with on Facebook who did get a chance to meet him, they all said the same thing, that he was just a really down-to-earth person, really nice, and did take the time to talk to them. So, yeah, that's cool.
That's admirable.
It is. I wish
they
I
don't
had a
fucking
chance
have
to meet him.
to. Like, they really don't have to.
No, of course not. And I wish I did get the chance to meet him. Like, there was people, like, I think, like, maybe last year or the year previous to that, there was, like, somewhere in America where he was doing photo ops with him dressed as Candyman.
Okay. That's pretty
Which,
cool.
like, dude, I would have been all over that.
Yeah, I know you would have been.
I'm a fucking nerd. But yeah, man. So, like, what's your opinion on Tony Todd? Like, were you a massive fan of him, or were you just like, yeah, I know who he is?
I think I was more along the lines of I know who he is, but like he was always like really good at everything. If you need a big foreboding dude, he's your guy.
Yeah.
Like he always gives off a really intimidating presence.
I was reading a comic.
Like-
not a comic.
It's just like if you want to cast someone who's like that guy shouldn't be fucked with,
Yeah.
you know, he's your guy.
Yeah, exactly. But I was reading a comment that someone left on like one of his posts, or one of the posts about him passing away, and they were saying that when they had a chance to meet him, that they found him to come off really creepy. And
okay.
I think that maybe he could just turn that on and just do that.
Maybe he's just doing it for shits and giggles.
Yeah. Watching, like, I watched 3 of his movies this week. The Crow, Hellblazers, which we'll get to in a second, and another one called The Man from Earth. Mm-hmm. And I noticed something, and now I'm like, I was thinking about it, like, thinking about all the roles I've seen him in, is he's always believable.
Yeah.
Like, you know how there's some actors where they make their money off one character, and they're kind of that character. Mm-hmm. For example, The Rock.
Yeah.
He's always kind of the one character. Mm-hmm. Or Ryan Reynolds. He's always the same character.
Yep, definitely.
Tony Todd was not.
No.
Like, in the Candyman, he played the Candyman perfectly. And then in The Crow, he played, like, what was he? Like a henchman? Like the main henchman?
Basically, he was like the main, like, what do you call it? Like second in command kind of thing.
Yeah. But he was believable in that. In this movie I'll talk about in a second, called The Man from Earth, he was like a kind of like a professor type character.
Okay.
But I believed that he was. And it got me thinking, I'm like, I didn't give him as much credit as I should have. But watching him now and really thinking about it, he was so good at, like, such a good actor.
Yeah.
Like, even in Hellblazer.
Yeah, like you truly believe him in everything he does.
Yeah. Which is rare.
Yeah, I agree.
Really rare. So, and, like, obviously his voice work, like, we spoke about Transformers. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I'm assuming you have.
Yeah.
Do you remember his voice in that? Like, he played the Fallen?
Yeah, it's just like a deep foreboding voice. Like,
Yeah, okay.
surprise, surprise. I didn't know it was him.
I mean, let's just talk about the Candyman character for a second, because did you hear about, like, the original plans for the Candyman? Like, who they actually were going to cast before choosing Tony Todd?
No, who they gonna do?
Eddie Murphy. Now,
He's like, oh no, it's the Candyman. He's coming out the shadows and shit. These big fucking...
that was gold. I'm not even going to try to one-up that. That was fucking gold. But yeah, like, now think about it. Like, now that we got Tony Todd and we've seen Candyman, there's no one else that could have done it. Mm-mm. And I think it comes down to the voice. Like, you know when the Candyman comes out of the shadows and goes, "Helen."
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that voice, but it's so fucking perfect. Just that baritone-esque voice that he has.
Yeah, it just scares the shit out of you.
It does, man. It sends chills down your spine. It's fucking gnarly. So, yeah, like, obviously his role in Candyman is the one that most people instantly thought about when he passed. I was very much the same. But I do have a list here of Tony Todd's top 10 best roles according to Collider magazine.
Okay.
And I haven't seen all these movies. I've seen most of them, but you can agree or disagree if you like.
Okay.
So according to Collider, his number 10 best role was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
Okay.
Number 9 was Hellfest from 2018. You watched that recently, didn't you?
Hellfest? I don't
Yeah.
remember. I've watched so much, my brain is smush.
Yeah, I get that. It's the one where, like, they go to the Halloween haunt and there's an actual serial killer.
I think I meant to watch that, but I watched something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm guessing this is one of the roles where he was just like a short cameo in it. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Number 8, we've got Hatchet from 2006. You haven't seen any of the Hatchet movies, have you?
No.
Alright, that's another franchise I want to do next year, too.
Okay.
I think you're going to love it. But his role in Hatchet, in the first Hatchet anyway, is really really small. It's only like a 10 or even like a 5-minute role. But he fucking kills it. He plays like this voodoo kind of shopkeeper where he turns people away for taking them on like a haunted boat ride.
Oh, okay,
But
that sounds cool.
He's fucking hilarious in it. He has a much bigger role in part 2, in Hatchet 2.
Okay.
So number 7, we've got Final Destination.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, yeah, he was great in that. And he played like a caretaker kind of character in that, who just had insight on what's happening.
Yeah, he was kind of like your exposition man.
Pretty much, yeah. But once again, I think it comes down to the voice. He just owned that role. Did you know that... Do you remember Final Destination 3? That's the one with the roller coaster?
Yes.
Do you remember the big devil at the start of the... Like, it's like the thing on the roller coaster, and the dude's taking the photo in front of it?
No.
Okay, there's like... It's like the roller coaster's called, like, the devil or something like that, and there's this big, like, figure of the devil that speaks. It's like, welcome to hell, or whatever it says.
Yeah.
That's Tony Todd's voice.
Oh,
the devil.
that makes sense.
Yeah, which is cool.
Oh, shit. Are they, like, implying that he's, like, death?
Fuck.
Like, he's the devil and he's death and shit?
Fuck, I don't know. That'd be cool if they were doing that.
I don't know if
That's
they
why
are.
I'm keen to rewatch the Final Destination
I
movies.
fucking love those
Fuck
movies.
you, Rob. I do too. I really enjoy the Final Destination movies, and I can't wait for the new one to come out.
Me too.
Number 6 is a movie I haven't seen. It is Platoon from 1986.
Oh, I saw that a long time ago. a long time
okay.
ago.
Number 5, we've got The Crow, which we'll talk about shortly. Number 4, we've got The Rock. I've never seen The Rock from 1996.
I've also never seen The Rock, and I felt like you were going to, like, gasp at it. At me not seeing it, so...
Yeah. No, like, not really. I don't know. It's just... It's an action movie, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what it's even about.
It's got Nicolas Cage in it. They're trying to, like, stop, like, a disease or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Like a chemical weapon disease sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't really interest me, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I didn't think it would, but yeah. I thought it might have been one of those, like, action movies you grew up watching or some shit.
No. All the action movies I grew up watching had to have, like, a horror spin to it. Like Terminator, Predator, Aliens, things like that. So... Alright, number 3, we've got Night of the Living Dead. The remake.
Yeah.
Where he played Ben. Another perfect role for him. Not only does he look like Ben from the original, but like, do you remember watching that?
Vaguely, but I remember not enjoying it as much as the original.
Yeah, I mean the original's a classic.
Yeah.
But I quite enjoy the remake too. But yeah, he played Ben in that movie and was awesome at it. Really good. Number 2. What do you think number 2 is? What do you think number 1 is?
I feel like number 1's Candyman, right?
It's not.
What? Number 2 is Candyman?
Number 2 is Candyman.
Okay. What
Yeah.
do we got?
Number 1, a movie called The Man from Earth from 2007.
Okay.
So, okay, I kept seeing this movie, The Man from Earth, is like Tony Todd's like one of his best roles. And I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? So I clicked on IMDb and I searched it up. It's not a horror movie at all. It's like a sci-fi drama mystery.
Okay.
But the story is an impromptu goodbye party for Professor John Oldman becomes a mysterious interrogation after the retiring scholar reveals to his colleagues he has a longer and stranger past than they can imagine. Basically, so I watched this. It was on Amazon Prime, I think. It is a low-budget movie, like really low budget, but it has a score of 7.88 out of 10. And basically the story is that there's this gentleman who decides that he's leaving town for good.
Okay, bye.
We don't really get an explanation as to why, but all his friends come to his house and they're like, why are you leaving? And one of those friends is Tony Todd, right? Now, this gentleman who's leaving is a professor, and all of his friends are either well-educated people. So they're either teachers, psychologists, professors, whatever. All his friends come to his house and they're like, why are you leaving? And this guy leaving says, I'm much older than you realize. I'm from the Stone Age.
Okay.
And the movie's basically like a stage play where it's set in a single location. And it goes for like an hour and 27 minutes, the movie. But it's basically this gentleman who's saying that he's from the Stone Age. He's basically a caveman. Trying to convince his group of friends that I am a caveman and I'm over, what do you say, 14,000 years old or something like that.
Okay.
And it's just this story of him trying to convince them that this is true. I am that old.
And it's just like a big talking movie?
Yeah. Yeah, so I watched the trailer, and the trailer's just like clips of them talking. I'm like, what is this? It did not interest me in the slightest, the trailer. But I kept seeing the movie on lists, and I kept saying that Tony Todd, one of his best roles. And I'm like, I had like an hour and a half free this afternoon, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I've got some bills to pay. I'll just play my phone. I'll have it on in the background. So I pressed play, and I was doing my shit on my phone. But the movie, it captivated me. I'm like, what
Really?
the fuck is this movie? And I put my phone down and I was just like engrossed with the movie. It's basically a stage play on film. It has
actually so interesting.
It has, of course, Tony Todd in it. It's got other people that you know. William Catt is in it.
Okay.
Oh, what's that TV show he was in? Like he was. I know him from House and Kerry.
Oh yeah,
The
okay,
original Kerry?
I think I know who. Yeah.
Yeah. The Greatest American Hero.
Yeah,
that's what he was from.
Yeah.
And it also has a guy that I really like, an actor called, I can never pronounce his name, Richard Rile. I don't know. He's one of those guys that, like, when you see him, you know. He was in, like, Casino and Deuce Bigelow. I know him from Hatchet.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and different, like, things, but yeah. But yeah, the whole movie is just, like, it's a mystery. Because you're like, is this guy telling the truth? Is he full of shit? Or is he actually a caveman that's just grown with the times and learnt throughout the years and become this fucking professor
That
and
does-
is now like
that does
literally
really
the smartest
sound-
man.
Pretty interesting.
But the ending hits, and it kind of hit a nerve. I'm like, holy shit, this movie's kind of emotional at the end. And yeah, it was fucking like I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best thing I've ever seen at all.
It just
But
sounds really interesting. Like, it doesn't seem like your kind of movie at all. Like,
No, that's the weirdest thing, because it's not, because it's the dialogue spoken in it is really intelligent dialogue that would just go over my head because I'm a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, agreed.
But thanks. But I don't know, I was just really captivated and I just wanted to know where the movie was leading me. And yeah, I highly suggest checking it out. But yeah, the ending happens and I'm like, fuck, it kind of hit a nerve in my heart there.
yeah, okay.
But Tony Todd's like the main friend who plays. I don't know what he is, like if he's a professor or something like that. But he's an intelligent, educated man.
Okay.
But I fucking believed every line that came out of his mouth as if he was the smartest man alive. You know,
He's just like you were saying at the start. He's just convincing dude.
Dude, man, like this movie, like all credit to this list for putting this movie number one. My number one would of course be Candyman.
Yeah.
But The Man from Earth, dude, like
Okay.
if you want
Don't
just
sleep on it, right?
yeah, it's definitely a hidden gem that's worth watching. If you got a spare hour and 27 minutes and you're just in the mood for an intellectual movie that keeps your brain active, then give it a go, dude.
Okay.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I have Prime.
Yeah. And then, like, after the credits were rolling, like, Amazon Prime plays a trailer for, like, another movie, and there's a sequel to this movie.
Interesting.
And it looks fucking horrible. It's kind of like similar thing, but instead of like psychiatrists and teachers, it's teenagers. I'm like, nah, I'm out.
No.
It's like teenagers thinking they're smart. And I'm like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah.
But yeah. And look, you do get an answer at the end. That's one thing. It's not one of those.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's not left up to your own opinions.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do get an answer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's cool.
I highly suggest it, man. So,
Okay.
But look, okay, we've got two movies to talk about here. We both watched The Crow, the original, and we both watched a Tubi original called Hellblazers.
Blazers.
Fuck, I was going to say Hellbender then.
Well, it's
Hell-
just because it's as memorable as the title.
Oh, come on, man. All right, well, let's start with Hellblazers.
Sure.
So, here we go.
And we have a close-knit community here. It's been that way for 50 years. Hey, Sheriff! I get it. You big town folk aren't too keen on small town living,
I like the quiet, actually, Rick.
because we got plenty of that.
Anything new to report?
There might be a rabid coon up in Foxtail Canyon.
Really?
I hate to tell you, Joe, but nothing too exciting happens around here.
Yeah, that's what they keep telling me.
Morning, Bill.
I want to make a complaint.
About what exactly?
On my property last night, I had trespassers. They were dressed in sheets. Then they started chanting in a gibberish kind of a language. The earth started to open. Hey, bud, look at me. All hell's about to break loose.
Joe!
What the hell's going on here, Joe?
Well, some asshole said some fancy words and raised a goddamn demon out of hell.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna level the playing field.
All right. Yep, we're speaking about Hellblazers from 2022. And this, of course, is on Tubi if you do want to check it out. The story is a satanic cult focused on unleashing hell on Earth conjure a demon and set to the task of feeding it the populace of a nearby southwestern town.
Yes.
It's a very simple story.
Sure
it
is.
stars. Look, it actually stars some people. It's actually got a bit of a horror royalty cast to it. We've of course got Tony Todd.
Yep.
We've got Adrian Barbeau. We've got Meg Foster. We've got Courtney Gaines, who is from Children of the Corn.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he's the one that screams Outlander. Makes me laugh.
Okay.
We've also got John Kassir in this movie, who's the voice of the Crypt Keeper.
Okay.
And funny enough, Bruce Dern, who's easily, in my opinion, the best character of this whole movie. He's the old man in the fucking wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. He was alright. He's like, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah. And then for a brief period, we've got Billy Zane.
Very brief at the start.
Yeah.
Longer than the Candyman.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ish.
Yeah. Okay. This is my second time watching this movie, and I don't hate this movie. I feel like I'm just butting in right now because I feel like you're going to be the negative Nancy on this movie.
Sure am.
Where I'm not. I'm like, I kind of dig this movie just a little bit. I think it's got some redeeming qualities to it.
Okay.
But go on, negative mushroom.
It's only negative in that I have really nothing to say about it. It's just like a meh movie. Like, it wasn't of bad movies. It's on the more amusing side.
Uh-huh.
Can I remember what happened? Vaguely. Do I ever want to watch this again? Not even a little bit. Would I recommend it to anybody? Probably not. Like,
Look, that's fair.
It slightly felt like a waste of my time. How's that?
Okay.
Like, it was not worth the time it took to watch it. I'll say that.
Look, that's fair.
How's that?
I get that.
How's that?
I get that.
But as far as like, I've seen worse. It was amusing. A bit of a derp story, but whatever.
Was it better than The Crow?
Yeah, because it didn't make me mad. Like, I can give you my score now. It's not.
Yeah, do it.
It's 5. It's 5. It's middle of the road. It's all right.
Okay, so not as bad as I thought.
No, I don't hate it, but just like I was watching it for a Tony Todd tribute, you know, and there just wasn't that much Tony Todd.
Yeah.
That's what bummed me out. I was like, if he was in it more, I probably would have liked it a bit more, but I was watching it specifically for him, and he's on the friggin' cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, I felt gypped, is what I felt.
Yeah, I get that. And that's the thing with Tony Todd. In his later years, he was very much a cameo type actor.
Yeah, and that's fine, but don't put him on the fucking cover.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. Billy Zane got more screen time than he did.
Yeah.
You know, so...
I get it.
I felt.
Look, I for a Tubi original movie, I enjoy this for different aspects. I like the cast. I really like the cast. Like, all characters in this movie, I find them likable. Also, this is a Christmas movie, which I'm very, very much in the season right now. I'm watching as many Christmas movies as I can, which is another thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Also, Tony Todd likes eggnog, which made me like him much more because eggnog fucking rules.
You a nog boy?
Yeah, I fucking love eggnog, man. Oh, so good. It's my favorite Christmas drink.
Okay. Do you like booze it up or?
Yeah, dude. I put like a shot and a half of vodka and a shot and a half of Bailey's, and then pour eggnog over that, over some ice. Holy fuck. Put some cinnamon sugar with that sumbitch, and god damn, that's Christmas for me.
Do you have, like, is there an actual good variation of eggnog?
For us here in Australia, there's like 2 bottles. There's just like normal original, or you can get the Bundaberg rum, which is not rum, but it's just got like a flavour. I think it's like a more of a smoky flavour. I go with that one.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, is the Bundy rum flavour worth getting?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think you should get it. Put some cinnamon, like, get some cinnamon sticks and use that as like a stirrer.
Oh, just like proper cinnamon? Okay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's Christmas in a glass. I don't actually know how they make eggnog, like, traditionally. I just get the bottles at the supermarket, just fill it with alcohol, and yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
It makes me merry. So
yeah, I'm sure it does.
That's the scene in this movie with Bruce Dern describing what he saw to the sheriff. Cracks me the fuck up, man. The whole dialogue exchange between the two characters is so funny to me. Because, yeah, Bruce Dern's just this entitled veteran who doesn't take shit from anyone.
Yeah.
And he's talking shit to the sheriff. And I just find it hilarious. Look, the biggest problem with this film is the setup takes forever.
Yeah.
And then when we finally get some action, it's literally over in a flash.
Some of that, like, just bad CGI stuff. And then, like I said, Tony Todd kind of goes out like a bitch.
I mean, he goes out like a hero, but yeah, he gets taken out pretty quickly.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, that's really what we're doing with him? Okay. Ugh.
Pretty much. So, look, we can't really speak about a Tony Todd tribute week with this movie since he's only in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, look, I gave this movie a 6.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah, look, that's fair. I think as a Tubi movie, I think it's serviceable.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've watched more angering things on Tubi before, so for sure.
For sure. Alright, well, let's talk about one that Tony Todd is in for a good chunk. Mm-hmm. And that is, of course, the original, better, Crow.
People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes, just sometimes, the crow can bring that soul back to put the wrong things right.
You're all going to die.
Is that gasoline I smell?
Victims, aren't we all?
Crow from 1994. The night before his wedding, musician Eric Draven and his fiancée are brutally murdered by members of a violent gang. On the anniversary of their death, Eric rises from the grave and assumes the mantle of the Crow, a supernatural avenger.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I just love this movie.
I gathered that by the start of this episode.
Yeah, like I could just use this whole review to just like rip more shit on number 2.
We're doing a Tony Todd tribute right now.
But
yeah,
I'll put it aside. Look, this movie's fantastic, and Tony Todd is fucking fantastic casting in it. Like, watching this sort of with my Tony Todd goggles on, I was just like, fucking, he's badass, dude. Like, he's just like, you're like, hey man, I need this done, and you like believe he's gonna get that shit done.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
Like, he is like top henchman. He fucking smashes his role.
Yeah, I agree. And he's definitely one, like, you said this earlier, he's like a character where you don't want to fuck with.
Yeah.
And he's believable in that. Even though he dresses in a suit and wears glasses and stuff, he still looks like...
Because it's just like they find out the Crows, the connection to the, like, the supernatural like, whatever it is. Like,
yeah.
And he's like, okay, cool, I got a fucking sniper. Fuck you, bird.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true. Can I just want to say my piece on The Crow, since I haven't seen this movie in probably over 20 years.
Okay, yeah.
And I like watching it this time, it was like watching it for the first time, because I really remembered nothing of it, besides obviously the main scenes of what he looks like and all that stuff, and obviously because you used to dress up as him all the time.
Yeah, like every weekend.
Yeah. I will say this first and foremost: this movie is dated.
Sure, I agree.
Which isn't a knock to the movie, because I got over that. There were some random parts in the movie that I'm like, okay, where like, why does he put on face paint? I never really understood that fact. It's not really a point that I'm critiquing, because it's fucking cool.
I can tell you.
Yeah, tell me why.
He looked at the tragedy and the comedy thing.
I get that.
And then
then he thought, oh, I'm going to paint my face.
Yeah.
I got time to kill. Let me just paint my face.
Everything he does is sort of poetic and artsy, and it's all for an aesthetic. Right?
Right.
He's got time to paint his face, but he's also got time to do guitar solos.
Yeah, that's the other point that I'm like, okay, I'm guessing he just really misses playing guitar. So...
I think what it's supposed to... It's supposed to show... I mean, look, I think at the end of the day, it was like, let's have him play some cool guitar solos. But, like, in the terms of the story and Eric Draven, I think it's supposed to show him processing things.
Okay.
Like, he's
I can
suffering.
get on board.
He's hurt. How does he express himself? Through poetry and art and guitar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the first thing he grabs. It's how he's processing all that trauma is what I took it as.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, he can't say it in person. He doesn't need to, but he can play it.
Yeah. Look, it's not a knock on the movie. I thought the movie, like, almost like a first-time watch. I fucking had a blast with it. I really enjoyed it.
And that's, like, I think that's where, like, you know, it was also the time of Batman and supervillains and, not super, like, superheroes and stuff, like, early that kind of shit, where it's just like, I want to scare these dudes. What would scare them? You know what I mean? Yep. Like, how do I make myself look freakier? I will become the face of tragedy. I will confront them to their faces with the tragedy they cause to me.
Yeah.
Is what I think the reason for his makeup is.
I get it. I get it. You know, like, watching this movie, like, every time, like, Brandon Lee was on screen and you could see, like, especially him in the trench coat.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go back and watch Sting in WCW.
I bet. I was like, I bet. I said it to Mrs. Mushroom. I was like, I bet Tim's watching this and being like, man, I'm gonna watch WCW.
Yeah. Because, like, I was watching WCW, like...
Guess
like,
what, Tim?
What?
If it wasn't for this movie, Sting would still be fucking hanging 10, bro.
I know. That's why they call him Crow Sting.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like, fucking... If this movie didn't happen, Sting wouldn't have been Sting.
Do you know how, like, the character of Sting the wrestler became the Crow?
Nah, go on.
Because Scott Hall said, like... He was... Sting, like, the wrestler was like,
when he come up to him,
I think
like,
I need a change.
Ew.
Yeah, he's like, hey, yo, have you seen The Crow? That's exactly how it went down. They're like, have you seen The Crow? So it is a direct rip-off of the movie.
WCW were just, like, not scared.
No.
To just do fucking, like... what do you call it? Like, IP stuff.
Dude, if you listen to, like, the old theme musics from WCW,
yeah,
most of them are just ripped off versions of real songs. Like DDP was Smells Like Teen Spirit, just ripped off.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, man. Like, it's amazing how they got away with it. But yeah, like, yeah, the movie was like, while I was watching it, I was thinking about the remake, and I'm like, this movie is just cool. Yeah. Where, like, it's very, like, goth, rock, all that shit. Where the new one is, like, they kind of made it, like, electro. I'm like, it doesn't work. It really doesn't.
And also just, like, I think Brandon Lee's so fucking magic right out the gate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just like, he's got the fucking looks. He's just charming. He fucking nails this role. Like, the Crow has fucking charisma.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I feel like Eric Draven and the other one was just like a mopey little rich bitch.
He was, definitely.
And just like, everything he did was like really quiet. He didn't, and like I said, he wasn't like going after anybody in particular. He was just going after one dude and killing everybody in his way. Yeah. Whereas, like, this one, he's like, it was you, it was you, it was you, it was you, and you're all motherfuckers that led to this city being this way and had a hand directly or indirectly in her death. So, yeah.
And, like, I was researching, like, facts of the movie while I was watching it. And there was a fact where they're like, it said exactly where Brandon Lee was shot, and then like the scenes where he was already dead that they filmed after his passing.
Yeah,
like the scene where the kid goes to the apartment and you see Brandon the Crow there, and it gives the kid a hug. That's not obviously Brandon Lee. That's a stunt double. It's fucking. It's crazy that they like still completed the movie and did such a great job, like with everything that happened.
Yep. Yeah.
So, and like right at the end when it's like for Brandon, it said for Brandon and Eliza. Who's Eliza?
I don't know.
Yeah, but either way, man, it was kind of like it was still impactful.
Yeah.
When you remember what happened,
like this was his fucking like. Like, I don't know if it was his only movie, but, like, you know, it was his last movie. Like...
Yeah.
And it was... It's... Maybe it's just because of that, why I like it so much, but... And all the story behind it and stuff, but it just makes it hit harder for me.
Oh, for sure. Says here in IMDb he's got another credit in the year 2000.
Okay.
I don't have time to really look into it, but anyway. I'm guessing it's something that the director filmed like years ago and then just put it in the movie, like as a tribute.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, no, like the movie's great. Tony Todd fucking kills it as he's. I honestly like the big bad of The Crow was cool and all, but I don't know. I kind of thought that Tony Todd was a better antagonist.
Like, you think they should have switched?
A little bit, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know. He was more intimidating than the actual bad guy.
Yeah, I feel that.
But, I don't know. That's just me. Overall, the movie's fucking great. I really had a fun time re-watching it. There was a little inkling of me that I'm like, I kind of wouldn't mind watching the sequels to The Crow.
You can. It doesn't get as good as the original.
Yeah.
But you can, if you really want to see Edward Furlong be the Crow.
I want to know the story of, like, is it just a different person?
From memory, I believe so.
It's not Eric Draven again, is it?
No, I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, okay.
But, yeah.
All right. Well, anything more to say about The Crow before we wrap up?
I don't know, I just love it. It's so good.
I guess.
And that's it.
Did you watch this while, like, dressed as the Crow?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
You know what? You have your fucking Tom Cruise jokes. I'm gonna have you dressing up as the Crow joke.
I do. Yeah, I was jerking it. I was just wearing the blazer. Right. I did like a little like crow, like the eye.
Yeah.
On my like cock eye. Painted it white with fucking makeup and shit.
Fucking hell.
Little fucking smile across my balls.
So you give this
I was
movie
like,
a 10
look at
out
him,
of
he's
10?
crying, Shelley's dead. Anyway, yeah, 10 out of 10.
What was her name?
Shelley.
Alright, so you give it a 10. I'm giving it an 8.5.
Nice. Respectable.
Yeah, like, it's not like a movie I fucking cream my pants over.
Yeah.
I didn't go through my teenage years dressed as the Crow.
Jerking off and, yeah.
Alright. Either way, man, like, Tony Todd's fucking killer.
Yeah, dude.
And I think this is where we're going to wrap up the show, man. But rest in peace, Tony Todd. It was a sad fucking day. And now my birthday's fucking ruined now because I'm just going to be thinking about Tony Todd dying on my birthday.
Thanks, Tony Todd. It was your last gift that you left us with.
Yeah, thanks. My birthday's ruined now. Thanks.
I appreciate it.
But here's to Tony Todd, man. May he rest in peace.
Cheers.
Sad days. Anyway, look, that concludes the Dummies of Horror podcast for this week. We want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining us. Go and support our friends on the Padded Room podcast. They can be found anywhere this show can be found. We do have a Patreon page open and running.
Got it.
What's funny?
I popped, but too late.
Oh, okay. We do have a Patreon page running with over 400 bonus shows, good shit on there, and many more stuff to come. So if you want to join, if you want more of me and the Mushroom, or even the Belle from Hell, my wife, go and check out our Patreon page. It's good shit over there. And give us a 5-star written review on Apple Podcast, which helps this show grow so much more.
We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really, really would. Right, next episode. Let's discuss that quickly. Because next episode will be in December.
Yes.
And me and Mushroom were brainstorming some ideas, and I think we came to a interesting idea. And since it is the month of Christmas, and Christmas is best when you're a kid, me and Mushroom are going to go back into our childhoods and talk about TV shows and movies that we used to watch that are kind of creepy now when you think about it. So we've got a lot to discuss because we'll be talking about Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, shit like that.
All that good 90s kids horror shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and like movies I used to watch that were creepy or had some form of horror to them. I've got a few movies that I'm going to suggest.
Yeah.
Or a movie that looks sweet and innocent, and then you read up facts about it, and it's completely fucking disturbing. Like a movie we're going to be watching next week called Milo and Otis.
Okay.
And if you know, you know.
And if you don't know,
but
you me.
If you don't know, strap in and get ready.
I'm always strapped in.
But until then,
my crow straps.
Mushroom, go back and have fun dressing as the Crow.
I will.
You're meant to say, don't talk to me.
Shut up, leave me alone.
Alright guys, here's to Tony Todd. We'll see you on the next episode. Dip!
I'm trying to be mysterious.